me this morning, a new multimedia art exhibit is at the beach called Beyond Van Gogh, The Immersive Experience. The attraction opens tomorrow at Broadway at the beach. But before it opens, News 13's Adriana Cotero is live inside the exhibit right now to give us a first-hand look at what to expect. She's also joined with a special guest this morning, and it is so amazing. Adriana, tell us more about it.
Good morning, Melissa. It definitely is amazing. I've been surrounded by flowers, and I even have a sunflower here. I'm so excited about it. Now, my special guest here is Fanny Kurtat, and Fanny is an art historian who's been filling me in all morning, and I can't wait to tell you guys some more about the history of Van Gogh and all his paintings. Now, Fanny, there's over 300 pieces of his famous artwork blended into this exhibit. When was the most creative point in his life, do you say?
So Van Gogh painted only in the last 10 years of his life. And so that's a very short amount of time for all of the work he provided. Like you said, we have 300 or so, but he painted over 800 paintings. And if you add the watercolors, the sketches and everything, you get close to 2,000. So those last 10 years were very prolific, but most of that body of work was done in the last 5, even more so in the last 2 years of his life, and even more so in the last months, where he painted over 70 paintings. So there was really a frantic pace the way he was working, and there was a need for painting in his life. It was really a remedy out of many things in his life. It was a solution for him. It was also his way to communicate with the world. And his lasting legacy shows just how powerful it was and how successful he was at that.
Definitely. I know you've been telling me so much about his background and his life and how it was almost his, like you mentioned, his expression and coming out of darkness in a sense, right?
Exactly. He tried to be an art dealer in his life. He tried also to be a preacher. He failed at both these things. He was very intense, and he tried to help people as much as he could. He was trying to reach people and had sometimes a little bit of a hard time doing so. And painting became his way to communicate, to go out of his shell, to really try to present solution for the world. When you read his work, you really have a sense in his letters that he's trying to paint for future generation. He's not just painting for him. He is truly painting for a sort of humanity, a sort of community, and that's really beautiful about him.
I agree. Now, I've been here all morning, and I already have a favorite, the sunflowers. What are some of the favorites that you've heard of as people enter here, or what do you think, really takes people's breath away?
Well, actually, what is coming up slowly around us is pretty much people's favorite. It is Starry Night, and when you have people in it, that's where you see sort of the awe of recognition of a painting. Even right now, before the painting actually appears around us, you just have these particles flowing. You just have this energy going around us, this current, and people already gravitate towards it. But anything that has to do also, we have a scene where all of these flowers that he painted, he was fascinated with flowers and also didn't have a lot of money to pay for models, and flowers were there, patient, easy, and free, and not moving too much. So he painted a lot of them. And when they're all coming together and swirling all around us, you really do feel that there was this presence in his life. So you have a lot to choose from, but definitely Starry Night and the flower and the sunflowers are.
I gotta say, you really feel like you're in the middle of it all. You're stepping into one of his paintings. It's remarkable. And how long is this exhibition gonna be here in Myrtle Beach, and how long does it take for someone to go through it?
So the exhibit is going to be here until September 22nd. All of the information is on the website beyondvangogh.com, and it takes about an hour to go through. The loop in and of itself is about 35 minutes. People used to stay longer, and we have another room also where you get to read more about him. So organically, it takes about an hour.
Oh, there's a whole nother room, and I had no idea. Here I am, just in awe at these paintings. All right, well, Fanny, and you mentioned that people can get tickets online right now, beyondvangogh.com, which you can also find a link to ticket sales on WBTW.com as well. And thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
You guys got to come check it out. For now, reporting live in Myrtle Beach, Adriana Cotero. Back to you, Melissa.